What's up, Bao Nation? It's your boy Jimmy Russells back with another video, and in this video I'm going to be showing you the ways of shadow farming, the secret farming technique they didn't want you to know. What do I mean by shadow farming? It's a bit of a clickbaity name for staking in the hidden pools that are not accessible via the front-end UI. In the case of Baoswap, we did previously have a bunch of pools, so TrueFi, Axie Infinity, Rarible, and so on, where the contracts existed but were not actually accessible via the front-end UI because they didn't exist. Baoman hadn't implemented those at the time of the Baoswap launch. You will see though that the Sushi ETH contract has been added. It has pool ID 107 and the UI is yet to come. So what is the advantage of staking one of these pools? Basically, there is a kind of knowledge entry barrier, meaning that there aren't so many people in the pool just yet, hopefully. That means that the APY tends to be higher than other pools which are accessible via the front-end UI. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to do this. Let's get cracking. In the case of the Sushi ETH pair, you would need to get yourself some SLP, Sushi LP tokens, and you would go ahead and do that by hitting up the pairs menu option on SushiSwap and adding liquidity to the Sushi ETH pair. I've actually already done this, so I'm just going to show you the steps that you need to take. Once you've got your Sushi LP tokens, what you want to do is you want to bridge them over from Ethereum mainnet to XDAI chain, and you do that via the Omni bridge. Probably need to add the contract address for the Sushi LP tokens in the custom token contract address field. A couple of things to remember here. You need to ensure that you have minimum one whole Sushi LP token if you want to be able to bridge them back from XDAI to Ethereum. So what's the problem here? The problem is that XDAI Omni Bridge in its current form won't let you bridge back less than one token at a time. So you need a minimum of one token if you want to be able to bridge it back. The other thing that's worth pointing out here is that you ought to know that bridging tokens back from XDAI to Ethereum can be quite expensive. I've paid $130 in gas before. Just be aware of it. If you go to BlockScout and put in your own contract address, you should be able to see that the SLP tokens were minted successfully on XDAI chain. That means they were successfully bridged over from Ethereum mainnet to XDAI. And you're going to want to keep this number here because you're going to use that in a second. Okay, so now that we have our SLP, we want to be able to stake it in the pool. But obviously we can't do that because the front-end UI doesn't exist for it yet. So how are we going to do it? Well, community member and Bao friend Gimlu has created a tool which we are going to use to help us. And we can access the tool and connect to MetaMask here. If we scroll to the bottom, we can see here that there is an option to approve, stake, and harvest for the Sushi ETH, Sushi LP pool. Under the hood, actually, all of the Ethereum pairs are wrapped Ether. Now we're just going to use the approve option here on this tool. And I've actually already done it. I don't need to do it, but what you would do is you would just hit confirm. Make sure your gas price is 1. Hit save, confirm the transaction. Next, you want to go to BlockScout and you want to find the Bao Master Farmer contract. So you want to hit the second one up because that's the one that's actually being used. The first one is actually a buggy contract which is deployed by Baoman originally. The second one is the most up-to-date version. So you want to access the right contract tab, and here you can see all of the methods or functions that you can call on the Bao Master Farmer contract. And so in our case, what we want to do is we want to deposit in pool ID 107. In this field, you want to put the amount of Sushi LP tokens that you bridged over or that were minted on this side, on the XDAI side. and you want to remove the decimal place. So you just want one long string of numbers. And in this field, I believe this is the referral field, I just put the 0 address. This is the value that the front-end UI defaults to. So if you stake via the front-end UI without clicking on any referral links, this value, all zeros, or 0x000, will be put in the field. And you can verify that by staking in any pool and looking at the actual transaction on Blockscout. Interestingly, if you stake using Gimlu's tool, a different address is put into this field. I think this is Gimlu's address, so I think he's racking up sort of referral credits or something. And I actually did stake using his tool, which is how I discovered this. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that for anyone else. Nothing against Gimlu. I'm not entirely sure that that's what's going on. I would just tend to stick to whatever the default behavior is in the interests of safety. So once you've completed that, you literally just hit write and you would confirm the transaction via MetaMask. Saying there's an error there because I've actually already staked my Sushi LP, so we can just close that. And that's it really. That's how you stake in the hidden pools. In order to harvest your farm on these hidden pools, you would put in the appropriate pool ID. I say hidden pools, there's only one hidden pool right now, right? It's the Sushi ETH pool. A similar principle applies to withdrawing. So you would just put in the pool ID, the amount of Sushi LP tokens you just staked, and I would put in this 0 address here because that's the default behavior. You could try putting in your own, your own wallet address if you want, just see how that behaves. I'm not 100% sure exactly how that works, but I know that you can withdraw safely this way because I've tried it. Okay, yeah, so that's all you need to know about shadow farming. I hope this video was useful. I think some people might not be too happy that I shared this information. They lose their edge over the people that don't know how to do it. So if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you've got any questions, write a comment, leave a comment. Yeah, so until next time, catch you later. This is an extra bit at the end of the video because I was editing the video and it occurred to me that using Gimlu's tool to approve kind of hinges upon us trusting Gimlu to not have that call to the contract be doing anything malicious. Yes, you can verify that visually by looking at the MetaMask transaction, but one way of sort of circumventing the entire dilemma would be to use this mycrypto.com tool. Okay, so if you want to do the approve step using mycrypto.com, you want to connect your MetaMask, then select the interact with contracts option under the tools menu subheading. Select XDAI as the network. In this contract address field, you want to put in our case, the Sushi LP token contract address on XDAI. But in general, any token contract address for which you want to perform this approve step. This is the Sushi LP token contract address on XDAI, which I found from trawling through my Blockscout token transfer history. I already have it from before. In this ABI/JSON interface field, we're going to copy the ABI from Uniswap liquidity provider tokens and paste that in. And you can find on Etherscan the contract ABI for Uni V2 LP tokens. And you can copy and paste that in. And what that's doing is you're telling MyCrypto what the interface looks like for the Sushi LP contract. And MyCrypto then knows that, for instance, you can approve or call the approve method on this contract. In the spender field, you would put the Bao Master Farmer contract address. So that's the second one down when you search it on Blockscout. And in this amount field, you can put any number so long as it is greater than the number of liquidity provider tokens that you are looking to stake. So any number greater than the number of SLP tokens you got without any decimal points. So just one long string of numbers. What it defaults to is actually this number, and that's apparently is 2 to the power 256, which is the max value of an unsigned integer, effectively infinite. Baoswap actually defaults to this value if you try and do the approval step via the front-end UI. So in the end, it would end up looking something like this, and then you would hit approve. Once it's approved, you can call the methods on the Baomaster Farmer contract directly. So that's how you go about doing that. Yeah, so that's just a little extra bit. If you don't want to go and use Gimlu's tool, you can do the entire thing manually. Hope that helped. Like, comment, subscribe. See you next time.